What's up, guys? It's been a damn while since we've done a tier list. So here we are again. Thank you to my boys, the tier list team. You know who you are. I'm going to put you in the credits for getting this done. Guys, we're catching up to Hashirama and Tobirama. So let's get into it and check it out. What's going on, everybody? Payneblade back here again from Server 1 representing IAC. Guys, welcome back to the damn tier list. Holy, it's been a minute, right? Game's going as usual. Nothing's really changed. I've been covering it as much as I possibly can, but what I'm going to do today, guys, is kind of go over the tier list. Now, you know where it's resided. You can check out Binato's on Reddit, or you can check out this one at nxb.com. I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody who in the petition. It's completed. It's put together in a package. We're going to be working on sending it out soon to Bandai. The reason why we held off a little bit, guys, is because Golden Week, everyone's off essentially in Japan. So we want to make sure that everyone's back to work and we're all ready to go. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to cover every single unit. Again, as usual, starting with Hashirama, Tobirama, and going down the list from the newest ones to the oldest. And this time, guys, we're going to cover them across the board, all right? So we're not going to just do one thing at a time with PvP and PvE. It's going to do everything at all as a global list. And guys, we're also working on a tribe list one, so if you need to check it out, here it is. The minus ones essentially mean things you won't be using or we haven't tested at all. The ones with numbers are the ones we actually have tested in the specific content. So the minus ones, it doesn't mean they're crap, it just means we haven't seen it in action, so we don't want to give you a false advertising in terms of what it does. But let's get back into the tier list, guys, and we're going to start off with Hashirama Senju, the first RoKage. So for Arena, a 6. Very mediocre character. Jiraiya can do better. Blossom can do better. Quite honestly, I mean, he's still a good unit if you're lacking a tribe gauge specialist, but they don't really use that often in Arena, so he sits at a 6. But in NWT, guys, he's a much better unit because of the buffs he provides, and tribe gauge special is a lot better in NWT, so he gets that. Flashback genealogy, I mean, realistically, Jiraiya, again, does way more than he does. So we're going to give him a 4. He's a little bit below average on that one. Laboratory of the Abyss, though, another decent unit for that. So 7, the buffs and the debuffs, and also the fact that it gives you the tribe gauge, gives him some support there. And ATB support, of course, if you're lacking Blossom, you're lacking Choji, if you're lacking Jiraiya, then he'll sit in place for a tribe gauge. But outside of that, the other ones will do better. Now, going over to his brother Tobirama, on the other hand, Arena, 7. AoE damage, great buffs. When he dies with his LB2, he's going to give you he's going to give the opponent's critical rate down. So he does have use, and he does have great buffs, and comes with great damage as well too. So in that regard, Tobirama will be a little better, a little less though in NWT, of course, because the tankier units do better in NWT. Flashback genealogy with the buffs and the fact that he does great damage, he's going to be sitting a little higher in flashback genealogy. Laboratory of the Abyss, though, a little lower. A units don't flourish that much there, but again, because of the buffs and the debuffs that he provides, he will do well enough to be used there often. And ATB, guys, is probably going to be one of the best units out there now, especially for new players who don't have Mei or OG Datara. You're going to need crit damage, you're going to need crit. He's going to provide that. All right, going over to Boruto. Arena, 6, mediocre, single target confuse. Great, he has amazing guard rate up, so I do remember that. But outside of that, guys, he really doesn't bring enough to the forefront for you to be using him. But in NWT, though, he'll bring you quite a bit. Flashback genealogy, 0. Doesn't really have any use there at all. Laboratory Abyss, though, he can be a 7. Gives you, again, the good guard rate, the one-time confuse can be useful. It's all, unfortunately, single target. And then ATB support, 0. Right, pretty straightforward. Madara, White Mask, we did talk about him last time. We're going to continue going down the list. 8, 10, 0, 10. So Laboratory, the best NWT, guys, Arena, he shines all across the board for those, but he does lack flashback and ATB support. Kabuto, 5, 6, 0, 6. Very mediocre. NWT probably is where he does best, as well as Abyss. But outside of that, guys, there's better units out there that you can use. KCM, I mean, what more can you say? 10 across the board, guys. Perfect unit. No one better than him right now out there in the game. So Kushina, pretty straightforward, guys. I mean, very standard. Where she shines most is going to be Laboratory of the Abyss, and she will do decent in NWT, but not overall, not a very good unit. Sasuke Uchiha, 99998. Amazing unit. Does so much damage wise, stun wise, chakra, attack up, self chakra when somebody dies. So he does a plethora of buffs that you can use anywhere. Speaking of which, his counterpart Kid Naruto, just as good. Won't be as usable in ATB, of course, being a D unit and not doing as much buffs that are required for it. And also FG, he's okay for nuking A's, but outside of that, guys, he's perfect across the board everywhere else. Mei. I mean, what more can you say? The RoKage is probably one of the best buffing units in the game now, so 9 and 10 across the board. Onoki the God. I mean, honestly, decent nuke. Decent nuke. That's all he is. But he's probably the last SR we're ever going to get, guys, from the looks of it. So, I mean, if you have him, congratulations. If you don't, I mean, you're not missing much. Don't worry. Okay, going over to Kisame. Kisame is going to be a great addition to your team, especially if you're looking for chakra, battery, and DIR and crit buffs. Good single target nuke and pretty much useful in every single piece of content. Not the greatest damage dealer himself, but provides you enough to get you by to make everyone else hit harder. B was a good tank originally, still is a decent tank, has the ultimate Cloudstorm tribe, but Kid Naruto just outshines him in every aspect. Mitsuki, amazing unit, guys. So pretty much amazing, like perfect, almost perfect across the board, except for ATB. ATB unfortunately doesn't give the right amount of buffs. He does great debuffs, but not enough buffing to make him useful in ATB. But everywhere else, guys, he shines a lot. Orochimaru, his parent, useless. Don't even get into that. Still the best AoE damage dealer in the game, the Six Tails, so really good everywhere, except for ATB, of course, because he's just a damage dealer. But if you need somebody to do a ton of damage in Arena, or in the Abyss, or in Flashback Genealogy, this is the character to go with. Minato, 88898, 0 in ATB, but that's only because his tribe does everything, right? So, I mean, you're going to be abusing his tribe, but unfortunately, ATB, the only tribe that really matters is CF right now, unless the new one shines, like, which is the new HOKAGE one, right? Obito, 981084. I mean, what more can you say? Probably the hardest hitting damage dealer in the game. Kid Kakashi, probably one of the best supports in the game, and D unit nukes. Rene, if you missed them, it's unfortunate. The best arena unit in the game, in my opinion, and probably in NWT as well too, outside of Kakashi. Really good in ATB and in Abyss, and really good in Flashback Genealogy as well. Danzo, stellar character, great tank, can do a lot of debuffs and do a lot of really good buffs for your units. And when he dies, he does even more debuffs on the opponent. So really good. Gara Traveler outfit, probably the best buffer of the SRs outside of Kid Kakashi right now, and of course Sai being the best SR in the game. So don't miss out on getting him up, guys. Almost essential for ATB for a lot of the damage that he puts out with his DIR buff for everybody. Boruto UR version, amazing character across the board. Don't miss out on him. If you have him, definitely use him. SR Naruto Kage, probably one of the hardest hitting SRs in the game, hands down, especially as an A unit, and gives really good buffs to other A units as well too, as well as all allies after he does his Jutsu. Itachi was one of the best units in the game, still is a very good unit, but unfortunately has dropped down a bit, but still one of the best NWT and Arena units in the game. Can do a lot in FG and especially in Abyss, but unfortunately a little lackluster in ATV because his buffs just don't shine quite as well. Sasuke Revenge, mediocre character. 5k vitality is his biggest thing, right? So Sublime, really good unit still in my opinion. This one's always an up and down one for a lot of people, but an FG and Abyss, I think he does really well. He shines. Arena, if he can survive and he can pull off a Jutsu, especially with all the chakra givers now, he can wipe a whole team out. So Sasori Puppet, yeah, just the perfect version of a Sasori you could ever ask for. Toby, guys, pretty much essential for SR, pretty much essential unit in the game for all PvE content. So definitely, guys, get him up if you don't have him. He's just an incredible unit, and incredible addition to anyone's team that requires DRR down, especially that. MS Kakashi, unfortunately, lackluster. Naruto Uzumaki Berserk, lackluster. Sarada Familial Bond, she's okay. She's only really good for one thing, and that's the ATB Connected Feelings tribe. So outside of that, she's decent at best. D Sakura sucks, in my opinion. Sasuke Uchiha, Chris Mark, one of my favorite units in the game still to date, the best debuffing stunner in the game. The more he does, the higher his debuff goes for his stun, so he can land it more often. Provides attack up on all units, and his S2 hits like a Mack truck. So all across the board, guys, incredible unit. Kobenmaru, listen, he's really good in NWT, in my opinion, and in Abyss for his debuffs. That's it. That's all he's there for. So nothing really there. Naruto Uzumaki, typical T nuke, provides those crit. Jiraiya Sage Mode, still one of the best units out there for a D unit, especially for survivability. So Abyss and in NWT and Arena, he's going to do really well, but in FG and in ATB, he's not going to do well at all, guys. The SR version of Sasuke Uchiha, the one that you get from the mission assistants, still an incredible unit, guys. Same thing as Jiraiya, pretty much will do anything that requires a tank, but anything with damage, not very much. Pain, very stellar unit, pretty much the same as Naruto Uzumaki Sage Mode. Conan, useless. she's just there for her tribes, guys, so don't even bother. Hidan, underrated, man, underrated. Really good unit. Does a ton of damage for a D unit, can survive quite a bit, and gives all A units a ton of buffs, guys. So really good unit. Don't sleep on him if you have him. Kakazu, lackluster now. Used to be really good. Asuma, amazing tank. A ton of guard rate, but just like every other tank, guys, he sucks in FG, and he's now going to be using ATB, so use him in Abyss, NWT, and Arena if you need a guard rate tank. Itachi Uchiha, the OG version. I mean, listen, he's a good damage dealer still, just doesn't bring enough to the table. So he's above average, in my opinion. Kisame sometimes can save your life in Abyss, but that's as far as it goes outside of his tribe with Itachi and Pain. Chio, amazing healer, guys. Don't sleep on her. She has a 5k vitality, hits pretty damn hard too, and does like a 200k heal. It's pretty insane, so don't sleep on her. Blossom, one of the most underrated characters in the game, especially for NWT and Abyss. Really shines there. OG Datara, probably still the most essential buffer in the game, not gonna lie. So if you have him, guys, use him. Get him up to 4-star. All you need is 4-star, nothing more than that. That's all you need. Sorcery, useless. Karin, useless. I'm not even gonna bother with those guys. Let's roll back up here, guys. What do we have here? Sasuke, black costume, so aka Kirin, still probably one of the top units in the game, guys. So the only place he doesn't really do well is ATB, but everywhere else, incredible. Jugo, Sugetsu, put him in the same boat. Great tanks. One is an off-healer tank, one is a guard rate tank, and they shine. All three of them shine together with the Commander Heavy for Abyss. So if you have that, use that. Naruto UR version. You know what? Pretty stellar unit for a free UR, can be put into the Bonded by Rasen tribe or any other tribe that SR Naruto in, and does better if you have him up, of course. So don't sleep on him. Really good unit. Darui, another really good tank, is used for the ultimate cloud combo tribe. So don't sleep on that. And he has amazing buffs for D units too, guys. So check that out. Killer Bee, useless. A, not bad. Pretty good tank. Does pretty good DPS and is a buffer for A units. So if you have a lot of A units, A is a really good addition to that team. Jiraiya, guys, essential. If you have him, get him up. What he does, everything Hashirama does, but way better, essentially, in my opinion. So and he can get instant jutsu, right? So definitely get him up if you have him. Tsunade, probably one of the best healers in the game. Orochimaru, the OG version, the only good version, really, in my opinion, still. So you can still use him for debuffs, and he has the only silence in the game. Naruto Kage. He's okay. He's okay at best. He's a good tank. He's very selfish. That's as far as it goes with him, though. He'll survive. Sasuke Uchiha, the king of tribe specials, but unfortunately as a regular unit, just average. Mama Sakura, still one of the best SRs, one of the best OG SRs, has some of the best buffs and debuffs / stun AoE in the game, and still used by most people who play this in some sort of content or another. Sarutobi, oh my god, the third Hokage. So here's in here, sucks across the board, is a very gimmicky character, but now he has a 3-man tribe with the other 2 Hokage, so he might see a little bit more love finally as a used character, but overall as a single character, useless. Same thing with Zabuza, pretty crap character. Haku, I mean, listen, he can be very essential in some things like FG and ATB. So if you have him, get him up. He gives a ton of great buffs and does nuke pretty well too. So Kabuto, pretty useless. Browser version, if you don't have the UR version, excuse me, you need it for Path of Hokage, get him up. If you miss the anniversary though, he's pretty useless to you. Gara UR, still one of the best tanks in the game, has fallen off quite a bit because of all the new power creep tanks, but still can give you the most amount of guard rate, guard damage reduction rate, and actually chakra back when he's at 50%, so really good. Tamari, pretty useless. Kankuro is not bad. He's good here and there, depending if you can kill the opponent. He does the RR down, does defense down, so overall he's not a bad nuke. Micah, just an average tank. 1010, probably one of the best rares in the game still. Has guard suppression, so you can go through the guard rates. Has an AoE stun, has DIR up and attack up, so really good R unit. Rock Lee, pretty useless. Neji, pretty average again. Choji, one of the only rare unit with tribe specials up. Shikamaru, essential, guys. Get him up. 100% get him up if you have him. He's used for his DRR down, his stun, and his T attack up on his trait. Amazing unit. Was underlooked for a very long time. Useless. Kiba, still the strongest R unit in the game with instant jutsu especially, so it can pull off quite a bit of damage. Also provides you attack up and DIR up with his trait and his LB2. Shino, I mean, mana down. Well, I mean, sorry, chakra down, mana down. So yeah, playing the game's too much. Hinata, average damage dealer. Konohamaru, useless. Mitsuki, I mean, if you need him for new Team 7 tribe and his rarest to stun. That's about as far as it really goes. Or if you need 100% heavy wound, he has that for sorcery to do more damage. Sarda, really good damage dealer to D damage, not really good, sorry, an AoE damage dealer to D units, and also a debuffer to D units, but also gives pretty good buff, so not a bad unit overall. The original Boruto Uzumaki hits like a Mack truck still a really good unit if you need him. Kakashi, perfect across the board except for ATB. That's why he doesn't shine as much as KCM does, because KCM just gives way better buffs, but this man is still one of the top units and probably will still set as king of PvP for a very long time. Yamato, above average tank. Sai, required for every content, guys. Just get him up. Get him up. There's no question about it. Sai is the most important character in the game. Heavy, same scenario as Kakashi. Sakura T version, really good healer, especially in Abyss, guys. Definitely get her up if you need a healer. And then lastly, guys, we have left is the OG Naruto Uzumaki character. Again, above average by a tad bit, can be used in a lot of different tribes, probably the most tribes in the game. But besides that, he doesn't really shine anywhere else. All right, guys, this is Payne. I hope you enjoyed that quick version of the tier list. If you have any questions, hit up nxbnt.com/tier list. Thank you to the boys who put this together, and for Patman for always taking care of this on the website. This is Payne. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll talk soon.